In about 300 BC, or the Maurya and Sangha periods, Indian women wore minimal clothing, usually a rectangular piece of fabric on the bottom and jewelry on top. In the 7th and 8th centuries, known as the Gupta period, women started to wear undergarments and stitched tops, blouses. In the southern parts of India, women would not cover the tops of their bodies. Once people around the world began to connect with one another, they realized the need for blouses and got new ideas. Starting in the 15th century, Muslim and Hindu women started to cover up their bodies wearing divided garments. From these came shalwar kameezes. During the Victorian era, Bengali women did not wear blouses. This did not suit them, so they started to wear blouses. The terms blouse and petticoat became popular to the Indian women during the Victorian era. Women wore shirts under their blouses because they were forced to cover their midriff. As India started to change and grow, Indian women started to follow European fashion, but they still chose to wear saris and shalwar kameezes to weddings and occasions. The 1960s was when heavy jewelry and embroidered saris, a long skirt with a rectangular piece of fabric wrapped around it, became popular. In the 70s, people started to wear bold colors to show emotion. 50s fashion of vague patterns were out the window. Also, in the 70s, came out bell-bottoms and bright and bold colors. In the 80s, they put shoulder pads in the shalwar kameez. Since India went with the Western flow, in the 80s came the era of disco. Indian women dressed with glittery saris and clothes with gold and silver shiny fabric. People in India have been wearing cotton clothing since 5000 BC because India was one of the first places where cotton was grown. In ancient India, women wore skirts that stretched from the waist to the knees, cloth head wraps, necklaces, and bracelets. During the Vedic period, women wore pleated skirts with tight shirts and shawls. The Guptan period brought saris to the table. 1000 AD brought churidars and shalwar kameezes. Over this, they wore dupattas. Hi, I will be interviewing my mom to find out what she used to wear in India. What would you wear to school in India?
I wore a white shirt, green skirt below my knee, and a tie.
What would your parents wear to school to work every day?
My mom never worked; she wore a sari, and my father always wore a button-up shirt with half sleeves and a dress pant.
What would your grandma wear every day?
My grandma would wear a very long skirt with a lot of fabrics. So it made a whole circle, and she wore a shirt on it with two pockets on the sides.
And what would your grandpa